And we all have, in minute quantity, similar qualities as he does. Just like the water coming from the ocean is also wet. The light coming from the sun is also effulgent. So the soul coming from God is also conscious, also individual, also a person. God must be a person. Why? Because we are persons. We're individuals, we have identities, we have desires, we have thoughts, we have emotions, we have initiative, we have will, we have all kinds of psychological characteristics that derive from consciousness. So if those are present in us, they must also be present in God, because He's the source. Just like the qualities of the rainwater are also in the ocean, which is its source. The qualities of the light are also in the sun, which is its source. It's very simple. Only someone with a devious mind would think that there's no God, or that God isn't a person. You'd have to be very devious and use very tricky arguments to try to prove that. Because the obvious thing, if you see there's a chicken, where did that chicken come from? It came from another chicken. Where did the dog come from? Came from another dog. So where did the soul come from? The super soul. Where? In Sanskrit, the word for soul is atma. So the soul, the atma, must come from the super soul, paramatma, the supreme soul. It's very simple, very straightforward. But because people are in illusion about that, they suffer from this anartha, svarūpa-bhrama, illusion about spiritual identity. And because of that, they can't engage in spiritual life. So the next anartha is asat trishna. Trishna means thirst or desire. And asat means that which is temporary. Sat is eternal. Sat also means truth. So when we are thirsty or desiring things that are asat, that are temporary or material, then this is an anartha. I want this, I want that, I want more of this, I want 3 more of that. I gotta have one of these, or, I'm not gonna be happy. That's what we think. But that's illusion. Real happiness doesn't come from outside. Think of the last time you felt happy. Where was that sensation of being happy coming from? Was it coming from outside through your senses? No. No. Happiness is an emotion. Happiness comes from inside. Happiness is spiritual. Happiness is a flavor of consciousness. You see? So, real happiness means that our spirit is in a state of happy emotion. We're feeling a certain rasa that we like. We like the taste of a particular rasa. So, don't think that material things can make you happy. They can't. They can't. In fact, we were discussing the other night, I think that was last night, how material desires and material activities always result in suffering. Because if you become conditioned to getting happiness from material things, you're always going to lose your happiness, because all material things are temporary. Everything in the material world is limited by time. So we may be happy for a little while, and then, no more happiness. Time takes it away from us. At the very least, we're going to die and have to leave this material world. And then everything we have materially, we have to leave behind. And we have left only our consciousness. So we should make the cultivation of this consciousness the chief aim of life, and not this acquisition of material things or creation of material things. That will only lead us into unhappiness. Okay? So this is another anartha. Thirst for material things, which are unreal. Then the third category of anarthas is aparadha. Radha means worship. Radha is the principle of devotional service. And aparadha means that which is against that principle. Huh? See, radha means that we love God, that we love Krishna. And in fact, radha is the embodiment of that love. So if we do something against the principles of worship, that discourages those principles, that's aparadha. And there are many, many aparadhas, which we covered in detail in the Nectar of Devotion. I think there were like 2 or 3 chapters devoted to nothing but different offenses or aparadhas. Yeah, here it is, chapter 8. So if you go back and look at chapter 8 of Nectar of Devotion, it talks about all these different offenses. And we'll talk about the different categories of offenses a little bit later. And finally, we have hridaya daurbalya, weakness of heart. Weakness of heart means that we go whichever way the wind blows. Huh? If the conditions are favorable for devotional service, maybe a close friend of ours is a devotee, and we're associating with them and getting their influence, then okay, I'll do a little devotional service. But then if that friend goes away, or if there's some difficulty, then I just go back to ordinary activities, and I don't think about this anymore. Weakness of heart. Weakness of heart means we have no steadiness, we have no determination. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad-gītā, vyavasayatmika buddhi, that one's intelligence is firmly determined to attain the spiritual platform. That leads to success. But he says that the minds and desires of those who are irresolute are many-branched. You see? Those who are on this path, they're committed, they're dedicated, and their aim is one. They don't want different things. They only want one thing. They want love of Godhead. But to want different things, and to have your determination scattered, your energy scattered or divided, this is weakness of heart. Because it takes a total determination, total commitment, total dedication to attain the goal. And if you have anything but a oneness of mind, this is called daurbalya, which means difficult or weak, hridaya, which means heart. So, this is pretty self-explanatory, but still we need to say it, that most people are hedging their bets. They're saying, well, I'll become a devotee and I'll do this, but I'll also maintain these other relationships on the material platform. And, just in case it doesn't work out, I can always go back to the way I was. See? Leave the back door open. No, that's not going to work. You think Krishna doesn't know? Krishna knows everything. So he sees that our hearts are divided. He sees that our will and our intention is not total, it's not full. He sees that our commitment is something less than complete. So is he going to buy that? Like let's say that you're going to engage to be married to somebody, and then you find out that they've been hanging out with their old boyfriend. Oh, how are you going to react to that? Are you going to be pleased? I don't think so. So you think Krishna is going to be pleased when he sees that we're dividing our attention between his devotional service and other things? Krishna is very, very smart. He can't be deceived. He can't be fooled. So we should try to attain, thank you, the complete dedication or the full intention to devotional service, and that will get us to the goal. Other states of mind and intention are an anarthas. They lead to our defeat at the hands of the illusory energy. So now let's look a little deeper into these things. By the way, at any time you can ask a question. Svarūpa-bhrama is of four kinds. Sva-tattva svarūpa-bhrama, or jiva svarūpa-bhrama, is illusion about one's own spiritual identity. Paratattva-bhrama is illusion about the spiritual identity of the Supreme Absolute Truth. And we should know what is the Supreme Absolute Truth and who is the Supreme Absolute Truth. The Supreme